I want to pose a question, and it is a very important question as it relates to our lives as human beings on this planet. And I'll cut right to the chase and ask the question: does the truth exist? That might seem like a very broad question or statement, the truth existing, because there will be some that will weigh in what is the truth and what truth are you speaking of, teacher. When I say truth, I'm talking about the ultimate truth, by which everything that we call truth on this planet should be based on. But let me first make this declaration. I declare that there is a superior being, a divine providence, if you will, that most of us refer to as God, the Creator. To make it even simpler, there is a Creator. And I do know that fundamentally, most people can assert the fact that they never asked to be here on this planet or alive, but we are here. So I've heard it said you just have to make the best of your life here on the planet, which is true. Now, if you subscribe to the fact or the idea that there is a divine creator of all that is, mankind, animal life, everything that's living, and everything that's been put into place for us to sustain our lives on this planet, if you subscribe to that, then you must know and you must believe that there is a truth and an ultimate truth by which the planet should be guided by. We, more specifically human beings on this planet, I assert that the truth is not based on any of our opinions, which can be personal, the way you see things or the way I see things. I want to say that I don't believe that if there is a divine creator, which I do, he would have not put man on this planet for no reason at all. He did not place us on this planet to be at odds with one another. Even though we use the terminology race, the black race, the white race, the Asian race, and the Latino race, and so on and so forth, ultimately there's only one race, that's the human race. So I do believe that there was one man at one time that was created, and a woman, and thereby the world began to populate as it did with animal kind as well. So I do believe that the Creator has a plan for man on this planet, and has always had a plan for his creation on this planet. Now, throughout evolution, and when I say evolution, I'm talking about throughout the passing of time for thousands of years, hundreds of years, millions of years, up until this present time as we're sitting here, there still is a plan for man, and that has never changed. Regardless of what your feelings are, regardless of what your opinions are as to how you should live your life, there is only one way you should live, and that's to follow the tenets, the rules of the Creator, because we are the created. So now, my question in this mix is, why do we have so many different belief systems, religions, if there's one creator? Why do we have so many different viewpoints if there's one creator? So, honestly, there's one truth. There's not your truth and another man's truth from another location or place on the earth versus another man's belief in another place or location geographically on the earth, and so on and so forth. There's no different belief systems as it relates to the Creator's will for man. Now, we can agree that there are various cultures. Even though there are various cultures in existence, has been for thousands of years, and different languages, different traditions and customs and rituals. But fundamentally and ultimately, there is still one creator, one God, we say. And we all should be worshiping and following that same God within our own culture. Even though the languages might differ, even though the geographical locations might be different, even though our customs and traditions might be different, we should still be following the same rule for mankind on this planet in respect to whatever your culture is. We don't have the right to change the will of God, and we can't, because His will is what it is. When I say God, I'm speaking of the Creator, the Almighty, the Most High. We can't change what He's put into place, no matter how hard we try, and our opinions don't matter. What we select as being our own truth doesn't matter. It is the ultimate truth, because if we subscribe to there being a creator of all living things, it would be rather confusing if we all were following different belief systems. So religion was made by man, is what I'm saying. And anyone that has any type of common sense would know that to be the truth. We are all one another's brothers and sisters on this planet. And if you believe anything different, you just simply don't know or understand. So, if I tell you the truth has to be based on or in line with what the Creator said. But the problem that humanity has is this: asking, how do you know if what you are doing or what you believe is true? And I've heard people also say, to each his own. That would be a pretty shady God to allow us to go on that way, being our own interpreter of what His will is. I believe that if the Creator made us, He put in place a set of rules for us on this planet that go without explanation, that goes without us trying to do any deep research, so that we're not confused. I believe if we are His creation, we should know what His will is for us fundamentally on this planet. Everything else is just something we made up. I know there are some that won't like what I'm saying, but I could care less. You see, as you age, you should become wiser. And if there is a Creator, and the Creator has a purpose for His creation on this planet, why would that Creator leave us ignorant as to what His purpose is? So at the end of our days or our lives, when we have passed on, died the clinical death, if you will, our lives would have not been in vain. So as long as we have breath in our bodies and we're here, we should be consciously aware of our Creator. And we should be consciously walking circumspectly on this planet as if today would be the last day of our lives, because none of us know when our last day would be. But we should be about our Father's business. We should be about seeking Him out. And I believe what the Scripture says in the Holy Bible. If a man draws nigh unto God, he will draw nigh unto Him. Nigh means near. So if you really are sincere about knowing the Creator or having a relationship with the Creator, He knows your heart. If you are sincere, note that I say it's sincere. I'm not saying someone who's just playing the role or pretending to be sincere, because that's between you and Him, the Creator. But if you are indeed sincere about establishing and or having a relationship with the Creator, He knows that, and He would come to you. But your opinions, as I said before, don't matter. It's not about what you think. It's not about what your father, mother, grandparents did. It's about how the Almighty gives you the truth that He has established to be the truth for all humanity. And it's not based on your religion, what particular church or organization you belong to, because He's not into that. He's into the truth that He established it, that He has established from the foundation of this planet. That's the truth. Whatever that truth is. For example, not to leave anyone curious and or confused, we all should know that it's not lawful for us to harm our brother, to kill our brothers. Nature tells us that. We all should know that we should not steal or take something from our neighbor that is not ours. Nature tells us that. We all should know that if a man has a wife, that's that man's wife, and that we can't go in and take that woman from that man and commit acts of adultery with that woman, because that's nature speaking again, because that woman does not belong to us if we are a man. And the same thing is true conversely. A woman can't come and take a husband from another woman who's married to that man. We all should also know that we can't look at someone else's property as being our own and want to take that property from them. The Scripture calls it coveting, something that's not yours. Get your own. Work for what you want in this world, and don't take from someone else's labor the spoils and or the benefits of what they have strove for to enhance their life or to enjoy their lives, them and their families. It's not for us to do that. Now, what man doesn't understand these principles? Just automatically know these things. What man doesn't understand these concepts or principles? You don't need a God to tell you that stealing is wrong. It's built in us to know that stealing is wrong. It's built in us to know that if you harm another person or kill another person without a cause, it's wrong. So the truth does exist. There were certain things that the Almighty has put in place that are just automatically, instinctively understood by mankind. But we pretend that we don't know, oftentimes. So the truth does exist. Now, as societies have developed over time, men have started creating laws. And let's say in America, for example, there are thousands of laws on the books, various states, and in the federal government. But are those laws based on God's law? Some, seemingly. Many, many others, not at all. They're just created by man. For profit, for the most part. I'll leave that to be something for you to research on your own. Do your own due diligence. But God doesn't have thousands of laws. He has a foundation of laws. And anything similar to that is based on those foundational laws. Thou shalt not steal, shalt not kill, shall not bear false witness or lie, shall not covet, and so on. He has established the laws. Man's laws must fall according to God's laws if man is to be in sync with God's laws. Anything else is man-made, and it's not of God, the Creator. I just made this brief video to get you to think. There are things that we do as human beings on this planet that we want to say are okay. Let me tell you something very, very serious before I close. It would be a shame for us, we as human beings, to be on this planet for nothing at all, for no good reason at all, only to go through hardship, suffering, some points of enjoyment maybe in our lives or throughout our lives, to die of cancer, various other diseases, conditions, being shot and killed in military ordeals or campaigns, and someone just killing you arbitrarily, walking up to you, shooting you, or what have you. All of the manifold ways that we can die on this planet. It would be a shame to leave this life and our life was just simply in vain for no reason at all, not knowing why we were here, not having a real true purpose. It would be a shame. And I would think that our God would not do that to us, put us on this planet without any guidance whatsoever. We're not just simply here for no reason at all, ladies and gentlemen. You can say that you belong to this particular group, sect, religion, organization. None of that stuff matters when you die. Whoever you are affiliated with, whatever organization or group you are affiliated with on this planet, or feel that got your back, or you feel like you are united with, or in union with, or alignment with, none of that matters when you close your eyes for the last time. What matters then is when the power that be, the true power that be, the creator of all things on this planet, calls you in front of him and asks you to account for the life that you lived on this planet. What would you say? What would you do? Wouldn't it be a shame if you wanted to claim that you didn't know? Something to think about. So again, there is truth, and foundationally, we all do know what the truth is, that we must follow the Creator, whatever his plan is for us on this planet. It's not about the Super Bowl or the NBA championships or who's doing good in soccer, and about the stock market, and about what kind of house you live in, and what kind of car you drive, and how much money you have in the bank, and how much wealth you have, and how poor you are, and everything in between. It's not about any of that. We are all going to meet our Maker one day. That's what it's really about. What have you done in this body before you close your eyes for the last and final time? That's it. So the truth does exist. And it's not a matter of your opinion. And it's not a matter of what you want to believe the truth to be. It's a matter of what the truth actually is. So I wanted to say that today. Life is short. It really is. It really truly is short. So, for those that have an ear to hear, this message was for you. If you have an ear to hear, life is not getting any easier. If you look at the world conditions right now, the Russia-Ukraine war, the Hamas-Israel war, the Houthis, and the tensions that are across the planet, the American election for 2024, all of the chaos in politics, all of this stuff that's going on, not to mention all of the earthquakes and all of the hurricanes and so forth is going on in the world. Have you not seen clearly the writing on the wall? Time is getting short. You better take heed, because your time is coming and my time is coming as well. That was it, and that was all.